Blockbusters. You are listening to the Triple B Podcast. Let's fucking go.
Welcome back to Bourbon Belts and Blockbusters. This is the Triple B Podcast. I said that backwards, but it don't matter. I'm Tim.
I'm the charismatic Enigma Ryan.
Damn right you are. And this is a show where we talk about some bourbon, we talk about some wrestling, and we talk about movies, shows, blockbusters. And we got a jam-packed day full of
everything
stuff.
Hell yeah.
So let's get right into it, man.
Let's do it.
We have a bourbon cash in today. You can find that on our socials.
I would highly recommend checking this one out. It will help to explain why I am dressed as such.
Yes.
And it should be a good one. It should be, it'll be posted. It'll be posted shortly today on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm really excited about how this one turned out. So
Yes.
Tell us about what you got for us.
I've mentioned him before on here. I follow on TikTok One Big Pikey, and he does a lot of bourbon reviews and cocktail things and just all sorts of just fun, good content. Go check him out. He's great. But I saw one of his videos a few weeks ago. He had done Ben Holladay's soft red wheat bottled in bond, and I enjoyed his review of it and just his take on everything, and I wanted to bring that onto our show and get an idea of it. Something I've never had anything from Ben Holladay.
Yeah, no,
So it's brand new to me. It is aged 6 years in new charred oak barrels. It is 50 proof. It's 50%, so it's 100 proof. And it is Missouri straight bourbon whiskey.
Hell yeah, man.
So I'm excited to give her a go. Kind of cool thing on the bottle here. There's not like a blurb explaining any like flavor profile or anything like that. So we'll have to try to figure that one out on our own.
Yeah.
But it does have some other information. Just like it says, like it was distilled in spring of 2018. It says floor, and then there's like 7 numbers after it, and that says percent underneath. Mm-hmm. And so you can kind of see that right there.
Okay.
I think it's like showing the distillation process and like the percentage that it's at across those things. So
nice.
It says DSP Model 5 Rick House C, and then bottled in June of 2024.
Awesome.
So yeah, some good extra info on it. So let's give her a go.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Wow.
Yeah, that's really good.
Holy cow. So some of the stuff that he says on his videos, the One Big Pikey, he talks, oh my God, that aftertaste is fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. There's definitely like fruitiness to that.
Yeah, I get a sweet taste right away, and then it just kind of envelopes the room, the mouth.
Dude, okay, close your eyes and breathe out through your nose. Juicy fruit.
Oh yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
What the fuck? We're getting better, Tim. But no, one of the things he talks about with bourbons, and like I've been every week, I've like been trying to understand it more and more what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he talks about mouthfeel and how it'll like coat. That's full blown. I felt like coated the entire inside of my mouth.
For sure.
Like some of them, it's just like on the palate, off the palate. This one, like, is still lingering there.
Yeah. It really, like, especially at the top of the mouth, I'm feeling it.
I really enjoy this. This is definitely. I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
I was gonna give it a 9. Yeah.
I'm going right up there.
It's really, really good.
Yes, it's really good.
I like the sweeter bourbons, and this definitely has like a sweeter taste for sure.
It might be dangerous that we're doing the podcast before watching Elimination Chamber today, as opposed to Royal Rumble. We did it after.
Yeah.
So we only had the one drink during the show.
Yeah.
But I'm here until probably 8 o'clock tonight, Tim.
Yep. Yep.
And it's only like 1:30. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Damn, that's fucking good.
That
I'm
is.
really good job, Ben Holladay. Thank you, One Big Pikey, for the recommendation. I'll follow his stuff. I will definitely continue to follow it.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Sweet.
We got our socials. You can find us at Trip B Pod on Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. We're the Triple B Podcast on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. And also our Gmail is triplebpod619@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let's get social. We want to interact. We've been, I've been a little more interactive, responding to comments on TikTok videos and stuff more recently. I was like, why the fuck? That's what we should be doing. I don't know why.
But we're getting more comments.
But yeah, we're getting more
recently,
comments. So keep doing that. We'll keep adding stuff, and
man.
we're gaining followers and more views on videos and stuff each week, and it's
growing, man.
yeah, it's growing.
Little organic growth.
Oh yeah.
Our version of the fact check, Ryan. It's your turn. What do we got?
All right. Fairly light episode for fact checks. I mean, it was like half of the length of our previous two episodes before, so that kind of makes sense that we didn't have as much. But I re-listened to it. I re-listened to it again. I listened to the show twice this week just to make sure. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that just kind of went completely over my own head. There are like certain things that I don't necessarily nitpick in the sense of like, I've said something before, like last week, I don't remember what it was, but I said something and then you kind of corrected it on the show. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm not going to clarify that, right? But that was more of that. We were more clean with like kind of correcting each other live on certain things than we have been in the past. So really, there's only 3 actual fact checks.
Hell yeah, man.
One of them is longer just because it was the game.
Oh, okay.
And so I just went through each of the things, whether I was right or wrong on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but I'm counting that as 1. It was just 9 things because that was what the game was. But the first thing we talked about Burnside alcohol content because we had the cocktail with it last week that we enjoyed. Mm-hmm. And how we had talked about how it was another one that we ranked it lower or rated it lower. It wasn't necessarily our favorite, but we anticipated it being decent in a cocktail. Yeah. And it was really good in that cocktail. And I had said I thought it was like 95, 96 proof. It's 92 proof.
Okay.
So that was the fact check on that. It is 92 proof. Another one which was hard to find was the Miz tag team.
Oh yeah.
So official tag teams that are like in databases as like legit official tag teams were like they had actual runs, not just like randomly being teamed with on an episode of Raw, right? Like just being thrown together. Like I wasn't episodes. I'm talking like an actual like character arc type tag team run. The Miz has had 5 official.
That's it. God,
yes.
It feels like so much more.
I didn't write down who they were, but it was John Morrison, R-Truth, Cena, because he won the tag titles with Cena.
Oh yeah.
Damian Sandow.
Oh yeah,
and
Miz Truth. No, not Miz Truth.
Big Show, the Miz Show.
Yeah, Miz Show.
Yeah, it was Mizdow.
Mizdow, yeah.
Yeah. Mizdow, Awesome Truth, Miz Show, John Morrison and him.
I don't remember a name for them.
Yeah, I don't remember a team name for them either.
Miz and Morrison. I think that was
what it was. And then I don't know that him and Cena had an actual moniker.
No, because I think they just kind of got forced together.
Yeah, because the Miz was the WWE champion at the time too. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so he had 5. If him and Mello stick together for an extended period of time, that would be 6. If Mello don't Miz actually sticks. From everything I could find of like official tag teams, and this, the number I'm going to say for this character is just based on who he won titles with. Mm-hmm. Not even, there are a handful of other ones that he like did runs with.
Okay.
But Kane,
Oh, yeah.
Kane won the tag titles with 7 different partners.
Damn.
He won it with Taker, Daniel Bryan, X-Pac, Mankind, RVD, Big Show, and the Hurricane. I said, not to mention a handful of other tag partners he had, such as when he was Fake Diesel.
Yeah.
And that Diesel and Razor Ramon, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
He has had. Granted, he wasn't Kane at that point, so I guess maybe that doesn't technically count.
I still is the same guy though.
Same dude, yeah. But yeah, everything I could find like on Reddit, everything I was seeing was popping up as Kane. Yeah. I didn't see anything or anybody that had more than him, except this one guy. But it was like he was like an older guy, and it was like counting like AWA and like all sorts of stuff, and it was like he like won the tag titles with like 10 different people.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't specifically WWE, and that's all I looked at it for.
Kane makes sense though. Yeah.
All right, and then moving into the game. This is quick. The game from last week, if you guys didn't catch it or didn't see our socials, was Tim showed me a picture of a movie studio, and then I decided to say a movie that came, like first movie that came to my mind type thing, trying to get it right for that studio. I actually didn't do bad. I went 6 for 3 on the game. I fudged one a little bit. But anyways, so I said for Paramount, Top Gun, that was right.
Yep.
Spider-Man, I said for Sony, that was also correct. I said Die Hard for Lionsgate, that was not correct. Okay. Die Hard is 20th Century. I said Rocky for MGM. You agreed with me thinking it was right. It is not.
Okay.
It was United Artists. It's not even like a known...
Wow.
This is according to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
But Wikipedia is usually pretty reliant.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like necessarily write like a master's thesis using information off of there, but for this type of thing, it's usually pretty solid. No, why would you use Wiki? That's what ChatGPT is for now. Jurassic Park is Paramount, so that puts me at
Universal.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. I was right, though, when I said that. I typed the wrong thing here. I said Jurassic for Universal. My bad. But yeah, so that put me at 3 and 2 there. Then this is the one that I was like, fuck me. I don't know how I fucked this up, but the picture of 20th Century Fox reminded me of the Warner Bros. Logo, and I said Batman.
Yeah.
And I know Batman is fucking Warner Bros., so it's super annoying to me that I fucking fucked that up. But anyways, in the moment, I was under pressure and I said the wrong thing. Batman is not 20th Century. It is Warner Bros. So that was that put me then at 3 and 3. Captain America is Marvel.
Yep.
That was 4 and 3. Pinocchio is Disney. That was 5 and 3. And then Warner Bros. Popped up last and I said Batman.
Yep.
So yeah, I kind of fudged that one a little, but I know Batman is Warner Bros. So that I'm not counting that against me.
Yeah.
So I went 6 and 3 for that in the game. And that's all I got for the fact check.
Hell yeah, that's not bad at all. Well, that kicks us over to our wellness journey, check-in number 15.
Yeah,
Holy
man.
smokes, 15 check-ins.
I know, dude. We've been doing it since like the beginning of August.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So give me some successes and challenges you had.
Yeah, man. Successes were, over the course of these last 2 weeks, I made it either to the gym or I did some form of exercise at least the 3 days a week. I was able, actually, both weeks I did 4 days. Last week I was like, not just this last week that just ended, but the week before, I was on my midwinter break. I was in Leavenworth for 3 of those days, or I guess 4 technically. We left Wednesday morning and came back Saturday afternoon, right? So gone for 4 days. I went to the gym Monday, Tuesday that week just to like make sure that I was going to at least get those 2 days in, because we were staying in a condo, the Airbnb, and I was like, I don't know what the layout is. I don't know what the weather's all going to be like over there. It was snowy and kind of slushy and icy and stuff. So I was like, I'm not really trying to go on a run. And there was nowhere to like necessarily work out that much. And honestly, too, I was kind of on a little mini vacation. So I was kind of relaxing and enjoying it. Me and Lindsay, like when we'd get Lainey down, we didn't have all of our normal household chores that we had to do. So like we just took advantage of literally just like hanging out together, spending time together, watching shows, playing games, and relaxing.
Yeah.
So I didn't do a whole lot in that regard of like going to the gym, but I was putting in a little over 13,000 steps a day because we were just going down and walking around town. My daughter doesn't nap in like a crib or a pack and play or anything very well for us. So it's usually like driving in a car or walking in a stroller. And so like we would put her in the stroller and we'd walk. She'd fall asleep and we would walk for an hour and a half or whatever while she napped. Plus on top of then just walking all over town in Leavenworth, 'cause that's what you do, right? So I was still getting my activity in there. This week, I was still able to. I went Monday morning. I went Wednesday. I went on a run Thursday, and then I went yesterday morning as well to the gym. And challenges. I've been battling this leg. A couple weeks ago, I was dealing with whatever the fuck thigh thing I had going on, which I think was somehow just like a deep bruise or something that I was battling. It hurt like a bitch. Now I have like a groin hip flexor thing, quad. I'm not exactly fully sure what it all is.
Maybe correcting to one side and
maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
And so I tweaked it right before we went to Leavenworth, trying to get one of my damn dogs out of our house. Like they were out in the garage and I was trying to mop inside and I was carrying some stuff in, so my arms were full, and he like 3 fucking times just it's Manny just fucking barreled through my goddamn legs. Yeah. Trying to almost knock shit out. Lindsay's putting Laney down, so I'm trying to be quiet. Yeah. Get him out the second time, and then the third time he tries it again, and I pinned him in between like my leg and the gate. Oh yeah, in between our, the garage and the kitchen there. And I'm like, Manny, get the fuck back, knock it off. And I like, to kind of lift my foot, and I put my foot just kind of on his chest, and I was just trying to scooch him back out into the garage. Yeah. And just doing that, I like tweaked it, whatever it was. And so felt it that night or whatever. Didn't feel good, hurt. But then I didn't notice or think of it or anything the entire time I was in Leavenworth that whole weekend into at the gym Monday morning. And I like did a roundhouse kick or something. And I was just like, ow, that fucking is sensitive. I was like, what the hell? So then that was bothering me all fucking week. And so just trying to figure out, I was just like, I'm going to not do some things. I'm not going to go as hard. I didn't work out at my house at all this week. I got the ice bath set up. I've been ice bathing in sauna like at least every other night, if not multiple nights in a row. So I've been trying to do some things, right? Good. Then on the other side of nutrition, on the other side of it with the nutrition stuff, I've been a little loosey goosey, just because we were on a little mini vacay and all that whatnot. Once this week, I got back on track fine. And so on Sunday last week, I weighed myself and I was like, what the fuck? Because it weighed me at like 228, which was almost 7 pounds heavier than the last check-in that we did. Yeah. And I was just like, what the fucking A? And I was like, okay, that can't actually be accurate. I was like, no matter how I fucking ate in Leavenworth, I didn't gain 7 pounds in 3 days. Yeah. Like, I was like, that would be fucking insane. And I was just like, I'm going to chalk it up to how I did eat while we were there, not being hydrated, so I'm retaining water. There's all sorts of stuff. Yeah. And then I waited a couple days. I'd gone to the gym, got back on track with my eating and my water intake and everything. And I weighed myself again, and it weighed me like 224. And I was like, okay, that's better. Yeah. I was like, if it's like a 2.5 pound, I'm fine with that. Whatever. Yeah. I'm good. Then I weighed myself yesterday morning, and I was 221.3, which is a half pound down from the last time we fucking did it. So I was like, let's fucking go. I was stoked with all of the shit. There was a lot of stuff that was just kind of going against me. Yeah. In terms of this, not in life in general, just in terms of this weighing in every 2 weeks. And I was like, fuck, I'm probably going to fluctuate up a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with it. But I was like, I lost half a pound, and I'm fucking cool with that for sure, given the circumstances. So, man. Let's go. What about you?
Hell yeah, dude. Not a lot of successes per se, but just going to the gym. Yeah.
Consistency is a success.
Consistency for sure. Not skipping. I've been...
I said it I said it, I think last check-in, the hardest part about working out is getting there.
Yeah.
So consistency is huge.
Yeah. So I've been hitting 4 to 5 times a week at the gym, and it's literally going to the gym. I don't have any, I do have some equipment here, but I find it better going to the gym. So leaving the house, going to the gym, that's been a success. Some challenges, my water intake has gone down quite a bit, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, just I need to be better about that.
Yeah.
It's been, which is weird, like, because I just talked about how successful it has been going to the gym. It's been feeling like it's been getting harder going to the gym as of late. Just this past week in particular, it was just like a lot of effort to leave the house, go to the gym. But the good news is I did do it. Once I'm in the gym, though, like, I'm full go. Like, there's no like, why am I here kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like getting there, getting out of the car, walking in is been the tough part. And then a lot of takeout food. I made a lot of bad food decisions over the past couple weeks. Not this week per se, but the week before, and it was just a lot going on. We didn't really do a grocery order, and so it was just like, well, let's just order and stuff. So the food has been a little challenging, but that said, I lost 1.4 pounds since the last one, so I'm down 17.1 total. I'm at 245.8, and just getting really excited that I'm approaching that 20 pound milestone coming up soon, and then it's also I'm approaching the milestone of being the lightest I've been since meeting Haley, and then when we started hanging out back in 2020. So it's just, it's coming. It's coming. So I was at like 238.9 was what I was when we started hanging out more regularly again back in 2020. So
I was probably like because that was like the quarantine summer, right? So I was all I was doing was running and working out and then playing video games. So I got down, I think, over that summer to about 217 was the lowest I got. And then I met Lindsay. I was probably in October that year, which was about when we started hanging out. I was probably about 225.
Yeah.
So I'm a little lighter than that now. I just realized, because you said it, you're approaching the 20. I just hit the 20 pound mark.
Hell yeah, man.
Because I started at 241.4.
Yeah.
And so I weighed in at 221.3. So that's
Fuck yeah.
20.1 pounds.
Hell yeah, man.
And I'm now 5 pounds, almost 5 pounds. No, I am 5 pounds. I was 226 when I got married. So I'm 5 pounds lighter than I was when I got married. I'm like 20 pounds lighter than I was when I graduated high school. Like, this is the lightest I have been since COVID. Yeah. And I'm not working out anywhere near how I was then.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just eating better than I was then.
Hell yeah, man.
So yeah, it's, I mean, dude, with some fucking on both ends, some challenges for sure. And we both lost. So
that brings us to belts. Ryan, what do you want to talk about?
Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to start with this. Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor eventually is going to be fucking dope.
Yes, it is.
That's going to happen. That's what they're building towards right now, I believe, at least.
Yeah, that's, apparently. Yeah, definitely.
The stare down between the two at the end of that segment was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was great. And I think it was huge for Braun Breaker because they've kind of just been dogging him for the last couple months now. Like, he has been very, very littly used for being the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
And which is just absolutely ridiculous. But him versus Dom, and then Finn and Carlito attack, and like the match between him and Dom was good. And but then Finn and Carlito attack, and they start beating him down, but then he fucking battles back. Like, it hasn't been very often where we've seen one dude take on after initially getting beat down, then come back and battle back against them. And I think that was the perfect thing for Braun Breaker.
Oh, for sure.
And his character and just who he is and his intensity that he brings. But then the spear to Carlito, and then as Finn's like trying to slide into the ring, like Braun
was
Breaker just
so
looks
cool.
up with the intensity, and then they both are just got almost like two rabid dogs just drooling, just fucking going at each other, and one just kind of backs one down.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I was like, oh fuck, and I was like, this is gonna be fucking dope.
Yes.
I haven't really thought about. We've thought about Braun Breaker versus so many different people. Him versus Finn hasn't crossed my mind.
No, it
because
hasn't even crossed
Finn
my
hasn't
mind.
been used in any good way, in any way, shape, or form over the last year and a half now, almost.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this would be a fucking great way to get him back into eventually, hopefully, the death of the Judgment Day, and Finn just being his own fucking person, and getting him back on track as one of the best in-ring performers in the business,
Yeah.
going for the IC.
Yeah.
Like, that would be perfect. So that match, what I'm banking on it, is going to happen eventually. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. I could see that being a WrestleMania.
I could see that for
match.
sure.
I love it.
Hell yeah. Which is funny. I also have Finn Balor on my talking points, but Finn Balor and the Judgment Day, the talks about the new member continues. And I guess I wasn't really paying attention to it, but this week it kind of really caught my attention. It just was more blatant. He's like, no, we're not adding another member to Judgment Day. And it gets me thinking, I think they will add another member. And could it be Aleister Black? Malachi Black is no longer with AEW, and the big talks is that he's
I always really liked him, too.
Yeah.
And his character in AEW is fucking dope. Mm-hmm. Just why he hasn't, it's writing.
Yeah.
A lot of it is like, how his character doesn't stick is kind of shocking.
They just didn't use, like, they signed all these people and then just didn't do anything with a lot of them. So
WWE?
no, with
Or
AEW,
Okay,
yeah. And so if that's the direction and he kind of becomes the new leader of Judgment Day and that gets Finn out of it, I'm here for that.
Oh, that would be dope. But then I feel like if you're bringing, whether he's Malachi or Aleister Black or a completely new fucking name, I don't know. If that is what ends up happening, I feel like Carlito's got to be gone, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It can't be a comedic group.
No,
now.
because it's got to be more
gotta
serious.
be more serious. It's got to be, what Judgment Day was.
Yeah.
I think.
100% agree with that. And then, did you catch in that segment, the demon Finn Balor's face was in the background? It was like a teaser.
I didn't.
So, yeah, like while he's talking to Dominic in the background, the demon Finn's face was in the background.
What if what you're saying and what if what you're saying and what you're saying both happen?
Yeah.
And then you end up with Aleister Black
And Finn Balor.
against the demon Finn Balor.
That would be so sick.
That would be a fucking amazing match.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be fucking dope.
So-
that would be, what a fucking cool way to get the demon back too. To have Judgment Day turn on Finn and just fucking destroy him with this new leader.
Yeah.
Right. And put him out for however long,
Yeah.
give him some time off or whatever for story purposes. And then he comes back as the demon and attacks them.
Yeah.
That would be fucking sick.
And
I would be so here for that.
And so he's got that 10 years of Finn now, and it does show like all his logos on the back and now. And then to tie it into what you're saying, when he slid into the ring, that was very like demon Finn, like the way he slid into it. So it's just like little
true.
Easter eggs being pointed in. I love Finn Balor. He's one of my favorites. And if that gets him
him right
solo, if that gets him solo and back on a better
needs to be
trajectory,
solo, man.
then I'm here
needs to
for it
be.
because I love Finn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. What do you got?
I'm moving. I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot. I had more from, oddly enough, I had more from SmackDown than I did from Raw with how bad the show was on SmackDown. But two of them are kind of just like quips, I guess. But anyways, I'm jumping to the Raw main event. I said that the Raw main event was actually a banger.
It was.
And I said I'm happy that they took the belts off Naomi and Bianca.
See, I was not happy the way it happened.
I'm not happy with the way it happened. I
was
would
still
have hoped
great.
that there would have been a tie-in to Jade, like we talked about. That would have been the perfect time to do that. So now it's going to feel weird whenever that does happen, that the titles aren't even involved now.
Yeah.
Right? Like that is going to be awkward and that not necessarily make the most sense. But I'm just happy that the titles are off of Jade and Bianca, or Naomi and Bianca, because it was just getting to that point where it's like they're both in the fucking Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And like both of them are in the Elimination Chamber, and they were the tag title. Like that's just one of those things where it's like one thing after another, where they just keep getting put in these fucking main title pictures as the tag champion.
Yeah.
Now, yes, Liv is also in the Elimination Chamber,
but she's solo in there.
She's solo, and I don't think there's any sort of realistic chance that she's winning the Elimination Chamber.
No, I don't either.
So I think it's. I think it made sense. I think it was good, and the match was actually really fucking entertaining.
The match was great, even with Dom's interference. Like I loved it all.
I loved that too. Yeah. Like because that fits them, and that's what he does, and that's how him and Liv work, right? Like so, I don't mind that at all. It just the back and forths and the like how close they let some of those counts get to 3 before the breakups actually happen was awesome. It felt old school. It felt more like it was actually like not predictable, right?
100%.
And like when you have Naomi in the ring and the crowd's chanting, "This is awesome," and "Holy shit," like the crowd does for Seth Rollins and CM Punk and Sami Zayn and Orton, like all of those big name people. It would, it was a good fucking segment.
Yeah.
Then because Naomi is in no way, shape, or form, and this is not just me saying this. This is factual. She is not in the same stratosphere as any of those names I just mentioned. So when she's able to be a part of a match, whether it was her doing the things or not that were leading to those, still. It was really good.
Yeah.
Bianca's fucking crossbody to Raquel Rodriguez was fucking dope.
Yeah.
And it looked like she flew 3/4 of the way across the ring to catch her.
Yeah.
On that. Like it was wild. And then Raquel Rodriguez, her ability to be that far away from her and still take that like a fucking champ. Mm-hmm. Like I love when somebody catches a crossbody in midair. Mm-hmm. Right, like not just they're on the ground and they catch and do the roll, but like when they kind of jump into it to make it actually like boom. Like I fucking love that. That's how you take a crossbody.
Yeah,
and it was all around. It was good. And Liv is just her facial expressions and everything she does just adds so much. We've talked about that before, how I think there's only one person maybe in the business that I can think of that tells more story with their facial expressions than Liv, and it's Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Right? But Liv is just everything that happens, she just has this fucking horrible, just fucking tortured look on her face.
She can sell so anything. It's just she can take a bump, sell it like no other. Yeah. And that even was the truth on SmackDown's six pack women's challenge match. But I agree with you.
Fuck, that's what the crossbody was on.
Yeah.
I think the crossbody was last night on SmackDown.
Yeah, you're right. But
nonetheless, though,
it doesn't take anything away from that match.
Not at all. And I honestly kind of blended those together in my mind. I think.
I mean,
but even that match last night wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't as good as Monday's main event.
Roxanne Perez's pop rocks at the end
is so fucking good.
That was so beautiful.
I almost put that down as a talking point. It was just the fact that pop rocks is a fucking dope move.
It really
is. All it is
sunset. And then Alexa Bliss follows it up with that Abigail DDT.
And shit, she fucking hits that so nice too.
It was so good.
It was just oh my god. And fucking oh goddamn, so many names. Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez fucking sold that Sister Abigail so nice too. Oh my god. Yeah, it was dope.
I was waiting the whole time for Jade to come out or some video to pop up. I want the Jade mystery to be over, and I thought it was a perfect way to tie it into that match.
Yeah.
And for them to lose the tag titles. Yeah. The only way I can see it kind of, and it won't be as good as that, but I could be like, a rift starts because Jade comes back and goes, man, I didn't lose the tag title, and it was you that lost it, and then it just starts that train. But But other than that, the match was golden. Raquel had one of her best performances, I thought, in that match as well.
I'm wondering now if this is like, was Jade like legit actually injured?
I think she was legitimately injured.
I didn't know if this whole thing was just for like storyline purposes and like a build towards what we had thought it might be. But then after Monday, now I'm like, I don't know now.
Yeah.
Like, is she like actually legit hurt and she's going to be out for even longer? Or
maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah. All right, I'm sticking with Raw. New Day heel turn feels like it's finally taking off. That their new music, just their attitude in that match, everything worked for me. This actually felt like because we talked about it. We had the great promo to start it off, and that following week, just come out to booze and then leave was great, and then it just quickly fell off. This last week, I think really moved them in the right direction. That said, I feel like Raw's tag team division is just too weak right now. Like,
and
I love the War Raiders, but they're not like these big, like over the top guys that,
which is a bummer because they're so good in the
they
ring
really
too.
are.
Like, they're so good.
I
Ivar's ability, he might be the best big man. Like
legitimately, I agree.
Like he does shit that you're just like, that motherfucker does not, like, I don't know, there's something about like Bronson Reed, right? Where he does things and you're like, what the fuck? But then you also like, there's a part of you that also is like, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Ivar does not make sense to be doing like cartwheel spinning heel kicks and shit. And you're like, what is going on right now? I'm like watching Samoan, like not Samoan, because he's obviously not Samoan, but like I was thinking like the sumo wrestler version of RVD. Like, like that's what I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. But no, I agree. I think the Raw tag division, I was going to say tag roster. I guess that would have made sense
that
too.
would have made sense.
It is light. Like the only three that just blatantly are popping out of my mind are New Day, War Raiders, and the Creed brothers. Yeah. Like those are like the only three that we've really fully seen. You know, I guess there's
Judgment Day.
Yeah, but they don't really have a tag team right now.
There
like,
was Finn and JD, but
Finn and JD.
JD's hurt.
God damn it. Ray's fucking faction.
LWO.
Fuck. God damn it, what are they called?
That's
like,
true.
They're one of them, and then
I just don't see.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's not a whole lot of others where it's like we got a fucking full segment on SmackDown about literally every tag team that they have there was involved. I'm pretty sure, like pretty close. You know, the ones that have been highlighted at least over the last couple months were all involved in that. Yeah,
so it's curious if even if Raw tag team titles are part of WrestleMania, like I just don't see anything that pops off. Like you would want New Day for sure. Like that's probably your hottest thing going on in the Raw tag team division. But so not to take away from the segment, it was a good tag team match. It actually had a finish, which we complained last week where no tag match was having a clean finish on SmackDown. So it was nice. It was refreshing. I'm excited to see where it goes, but also feel like there's just not a lot to work towards on the Raw side of things in the tag team division.
This is a perfect segue into my next talking point, because my next talking point is actually about the tag picture on SmackDown. And I just wrote, I want an actual direction for the tag team picture on SmackDown, because like I felt like we had one for a little bit, but then over the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks now, it just feels so chaotic. And I thought that it could have been a perfect, like, I feel like it might have been a missed opportunity with what took place last night on SmackDown to then not immediately turn into a match tonight at Elimination Chamber between all 5 teams. Yeah. Like have like a 5-way ladder match or something for the tag titles. Like that would have been fucking dope. Yeah. That would have been that would have been fucking awesome. Yeah. Cuz I mean, like we'll obviously talk about it, but I'm having a hard time fully remembering what the match card for Elimination Chamber is, and we'll talk about that later. 4 matches in
1 segment.
4 matches, 1 segment. Okay, yeah. So that's
Sticking to the 5-thing format that they've been doing.
You could have had it be a fucking like that would have been a dope way to follow that up with last night. Because now I'm like, okay, the next fucking thing that they have is WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And are you really going to push this off until WrestleMania and have another at the second WrestleMania in a row, have another 6-pack ladder match or something? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
And then to bounce off that idea of wanting a direction for the tag picture on SmackDown, kind of also you just said kind of the same thing on Raw, right? So we're kind of in this weird tag team limbo in the WWE right now, and that all is with the fact the Hardys just won on NXT, and everything I've read is that WWE is like insanely optimistic that the Hardys are going to have a main roster run in this year.
Oh, really?
So I'm wondering if, like, does that happen at WrestleMania potentially? Like, do they end up being at WrestleMania?
New Day Hardy Boys.
New Day and Hardys, or they end up in the picture with the SmackDown teams, and we have another 6-pack match with that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with the lack of direction, with like they're literally being. I'm like, what are they gonna do with these 5 teams that are fucking fighting shit out?
Yeah.
I'm sure what it's going to end up being is like all this is going to say, all right, this week we're going to have these 2 versus these 2, and the next week will be these 2 versus these 2, and then the week after that will be the number 1 contender match or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be something kind of lame and just unoriginal like that. But like I feel like they have an opportunity here.
Yeah.
And if they don't do what I just said, the basic way, like what do you think would be a cool way for them to go about it on SmackDown?
I really don't know, because it's just like you do want to see that multi-man match just because all of those teams are great, but you want to do it while it's hot and dragging it out because we're in March and we're not having WrestleMania until April 19th, 20th.
Yeah.
You know, so it's...
I mean, today's March 1st, so you're talking 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. That's a long time to keep building it.
Yeah.
They can do it if it's done right, but that's a long time to keep pushing what we've already started complaining about, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think what you said it probably makes the most sense, though.
Yeah.
I got the U.S. number one contendership championship thing got going on SmackDown.
4-match tournament that they had last night.
I'm very confused. I thought LA Knight was already the number 1 contender. He was already mixed in with Shinsuke.
There was a few things that was confusing about this whole thing last night, and it happened, I think it happened on Raw, and it happened on SmackDown, or it happened back-to-back SmackDowns. I can't remember. But sorry, I just kind of hijacked your fucking talking point. I apologize. Keep saying what you were saying, and I'll come back to what I'm saying.
Don't forget it.
I won't forget it.
Okay, but again, like I said, I thought LA Knight was already in line to face Nakamura. So then, why have him win it all? It just, I don't know. It was just a weird last minute thing I think they put together. And then I think that Knight should have been in the chamber and Priest should have been in that role for the U.S. tourney thing going on last night. Knight is so
Jacob
over.
Should have been in the chamber.
It's just, you got 2 really hot guys right now and you're not putting them in the chamber. They can still take a loss. Like, maybe not Jacob as much as Knight, but he's so over. And like, if you're just going to keep doing Nakamura and Knight, like, why take the title off of Knight in the first place? You know, and
like, I get not having Jacob in the chamber.
Yeah.
Because in order for him to be in the chamber and not win the chamber, because he's not winning the chamber.
Yeah. He's going to have to take a pin.
Loss, and they don't want him to do that. I get that.
Yeah.
Totally understand that. However, there is also another opportunity there that I've thought about that could have been dope, fed into his fucking just kind of psychotic in-ring character and kept him clean and protected him, which would have been somehow attacking somebody as they were leaving the chamber. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get pinned. He just removes himself so he can just beat somebody down and start a feud.
Yeah.
That would have been a fucking that would have been a solid way to go about something.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and so I did love Mello squeaking by with Eddie tactics.
That was dope.
It was a quick way to not
liked
have a
that.
match, but have the right person win. Because I was gonna say if he takes another loss to Braun Strowman, I was just gonna be pissed.
I missed when they were like announcing the tournament. I missed who Mello was facing.
Okay.
So I didn't even know. I was just like, I'll find out when he comes out. And then he comes out and it's Braun. And I was like, what the fuck? Why are we doing this again? It's fucking David versus Goliath.
Yeah.
Come on. And then it ended that way. And I was like, okay, I was okay with that.
Yeah.
I was good with that. I liked, like you said, the Eddie tactics, like
Yeah.
straight homage to Eddie there.
Yeah.
Hitting it on the ground, tossing it to him, falling down and doing the, I loved that. It was great.
That was great. I also noted like LA Knight doing the no look jump. I know we've talked about it, like where he jumps up and does the elbow drop. Like it's just so impressive to think like, and I don't know what it was about last night, but I was like really paying attention to people climbing the ropes and how much they kind of struggle to get up on it. And
Tiffany?
then like Tiffany
getting up on there right before they attacked Trish.
And then it's
I was like, oh, she's looking a little wobbly getting up there.
So watching people, and I think even Andrade too, is just like watching them like situate themselves to do these moves, and then to have LA do a no look jump and then jump, like it's just impressive.
That's another whole other just thing building off of that to Jacob's double jump moonsault.
Oh, absolutely.
Or Tiffany Stratton's fucking triple jump moonsault, isn't hers?
Yeah,
Isn't
because
hers
she
three?
jumps.
Doesn't she go bottom, middle, top? Or does she just go middle, top too?
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Does she do all three?
I
feel like it's different than Jacob's. And Jacob goes middle, top.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
But anyways,
fact check that.
Yeah, regardless. But at least that'll be an easy fact check.
Yeah, no kidding.
You just have to watch her do it once and you know.
Watch it tonight, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, true. But yeah, watching them do those things, it makes it look so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Right. But then when you start to
like
nitpick's not the right word, but when you're like really dialed in and just focusing to just be like, how easy is this? And then you're like watching them, because even when LA Knight did the no look double jump up for the elbow drop that Mello dodged, it was wobbly as fuck. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know if you noticed that, but LA Knight hit the top rope and his legs were like this. Like it was like, ooh. I was like, oh fuck. He did not think he cleanly got that. He thought he was falling, I think. Yeah. But then the fact that happening and he wobbled that much and then he still was able to jump off, land over and roll out of it and just continue it flawlessly it's just so impressive. Yeah. And again, LA Knight is not a dude that you expect to be doing that type of thing. Like he's built like Stone Cold. Yeah. Like he's kind of a perfect combination of like Stone Cold and The Rock.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like, right? Like he's not built to, or he doesn't look like he would be built to be doing that type of thing. Same as Jacob doing the fucking most of the shit he does. It's like it's just so impressive. So
yeah. And then last interesting point is like, did you catch Solo held Tama back from coming out with Jacob in the triple threat match?
He held him back?
It was kind of like he kind of held him back before coming out for the triple threat match.
Like when they had the little segment of the three of them talking backstage?
Yeah. I
didn't see him put his arm across him.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
I saw him like while they were talking, he like touched Tama, and I was paying attention because Tama like looked down at where he touched him, and then he was just like staring at that spot the whole time after. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice, but I'm not saying it didn't happen. I didn't see that. So
yeah, but I mean,
didn't catch it.
Just a little interesting tidbit there. Obviously, what we think is going to happen is Solo Jacob blow out on this. But
well, and that's another piece. Sorry, I'm kind of cutting you off because this is going back to what I started to hijack it in the very beginning, and I think this is exactly what it was about. It was literally advertised as Solo versus Andrade, and then it was immediate. It was the second Aldis was no longer on the screen, it cut to Solo, Jacob, and Tama in the back. and Solo saying that Jacob's going to do it.
Yeah,
Why even have that as in there? Why even have that be a part of it? That conversation wasn't adding anything to the storyline between them. It's just like, then just have it be fucking. But why is Solo not in this?
Yeah,
Solo should be the one that's in this for the IC.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that either.
It just made no sense, and that's the thing where I'm saying, like, it was either something like that happened on Raw or SmackDown where it was a similar thing to where like something was announced and then it was like immediately changed, and it had to. I want to say it was last SmackDown.
It was SmackDown. It was the
wasn't
women's match.
That was its own thing.
Oh, okay,
What I'm talking about was it was something very similar to what happened last night, but I cannot remember what it was.
Okay.
And I swear to God, it had to do with Solo and Jacob and them again. But it was like another. It's like something else. Like one of them was supposed to be in something, and then all of a sudden they were just like changed, and it was the other person was in the match or whatever. And it was just like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, how are they the ones making this decision? How is Solo the one making the decision that he's having Jacob go and have this match instead of him? That all this
he doesn't have power anymore.
Literally just announced. It was 4 seconds before we found out that, Solo's in the IC thing. And originally I was like, okay, cool, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being Jacob, and I'm like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Jacob doesn't need to be in the Intercontinental. Jacob needs to be in a main title picture. That is where he is at right now as a star.
Yeah.
Solo needs to be in the IC because he needs to build his...
US.
US, yeah. He needs to be in the US because he needs to build himself back up.
Yeah.
So then for them to switch that all up just made no sense to me. I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I really agree. And then I guess I just didn't like, I mean, again, I was confused that LA Knight wasn't already so just having him win was just like, okay, well, this is what I already thought was going to happen.
It was a waste of time, yeah.
And I was like, really like, Jacob again. Yeah. Like, again, I agree with you. I think he's above that, but he's not in that scene right now. So why didn't he win? Like, that could have led to more Solo and Jacob stuff. And I don't know. It felt like a very weird night of SmackDown.
This one's quick, but it's going back to the Strowman versus Mello match. I did like the way it ended with, like we just said, with Mello pulling the Eddie tactics and all of that. I liked that. I think it was the right move to have Mello move on in this match. But the way that it occurred made zero sense.
Yeah.
The ref literally watching Tama Tonga jump off uninitiated. He just runs and jumps off the apron straight onto Braun Strowman. Strowman catches him and throws him over the announce table. That's DQ right there.
He attacked him, and just because he caught him doesn't mean...
Right there. And it's right, like the ref was outside, like he was like leaning through the top and middle rope. This happened right in front of him. It wasn't like he was being distracted, right? If it was being distracted, okay, whatever, I get that. But he was talking to the fucking like ring, like the bell keeper person, like that whole area. Like he's talking to them, and it happened right in front of him. Yeah. He watches him jump. He lands on Strowman. DQ. That should be DQ right there. And then he throws him, and then gets in the ring, and then he's leaning out, and then Strowman gets DQ'd.
Yeah,
that is. I liked the way it ended for just what it was in that isolated thing, but for the whole view of the last like 4 minutes of that match, it made no sense.
No,
I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, no,
that was a little bit of a flub there.
I agree. I think the way they can argue it's referee's discretion. But yes, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Fire that referee then. He did a terrible job. His discretion. Yeah. Poor judge of character.
Next thing I want to talk about is just the build up to the men's elimination chamber. You got Logan Paul doing ultimate heel things, just trying to speak a word, gets the boos and whatnot. You got Punk getting slapped in the face and saying, once I get my hands on you, you'll understand why they chant my name. I thought that was a really cool line from Raw.
Yeah.
The best part of everything was Drew cutting off the Cena like promo video, and going, that's enough of that, and just going on Drew heel ways. I just thought Drew has been a masterclass since blaming everyone for everything, but him chiming in after Priest would say something was just so childish but so hilarious at the same time.
But that's his character right now, is very childish.
Yes. But
he's like a childish bully.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's and it works for him, and he's very good in that role.
Yeah. It's a very star-studded Elimination Chamber for the men's side of things, but where's Cena? Like, that's just like he's announcing himself and that's it, and then he shows up for Elimination Chamber. I mean, he earned, like, I get it, and I'm here for it, but at least come on SmackDown, the go home show.
He should have, because he's there.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think that's the thing that
made me
the most angry about that was. He's there.
Yeah.
He is in Toronto. It's not like he's flying in right now, getting ready to be in the chamber, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was there. And so I felt that whole segment was awesome up until the point that Logan Paul came out to Cena's music. And then it just went for me.
It got super clunky after that.
Logan Paul was kind of exposed.
Yeah.
There.
Yes.
He is in no way, shape, or form on the level of the other four.
No.
Like, Priest held his own on the mic in that he was entertaining.
Yeah.
And he's the one that we've been saying is like the oddest one out in this entire situation. Mm-hmm. But Logan Paul on the mic was, and he's usually been decent on the mic.
Yeah, I would agree.
But last night it was just like, after having what we got, that's why when Cena's music hit, I was like, okay, cool. We're going to get like Cena now fucking working the mic.
Yeah.
And he's arguably the best to ever fucking do that. And so I was like, this is going to be good. And then Logan Paul came out to it. And as soon as that happened, I was like, well, fuck, Cena's not here. Like, Cena's not coming out. No. And then we got Logan to finish it.
Yeah.
Logan should have come out after Drew.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, Logan should have, like, it should have been Drew. It should have been that same, because I loved that too.
Yeah.
But then had Logan come out, and then had Priest and Punk come out and just destroy them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, have Punk come out. If Cena's not coming out, have Punk come out last and destroy everybody.
Yeah.
And Seth too. Yeah. But
yeah, no,
like, I don't know. I was really turned off with the way that segment ended, which is a bummer because it started so hot.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and I was just like, fuck, that just felt so stupid.
Yeah, it got very clunky once he come out. But that said, he did fool me. I was like, Cena's coming out.
Yeah,
like,
I did too. I was like, all right, cool, this is gonna be sweet.
He got me.
Then that's the point where it wasn't like a good fooling.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if he would have come out and then spit a fucking badass promo, then it would have been like, all right, yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But it was
it wasn't.
It was a bad promo.
No, agreed.
It was not good. And so that's where I'm like, fuck, man, that sucks. And that just added to a very lackluster fucking show.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh.
All things said, though, it's kind of similar to Royal Rumble. I have no clue. Like, I know who I want to win, but I don't know who's going to win this Elimination Chamber. I know it's not going to be Paul, and I know it's not going to be Priest.
I think I know who's going to win.
Well,
we'll
talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on another episode.
All right,
my last thing, and at this point, I feel like it might be the same thing that we're going to talk about. Be the same Sammy
thing.
And KO.
No,
it's not the same.
Nope.
Are you talking Rock and Cody again?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That whole segment meant nothing to me last night. So that was like the worst part of SmackDown for me. Okay. Was The Rock's fucking on the tarmac, fucking talking through what sounded like an iPhone 4 fucking speaker. Like, I was just like, what is this? What is this fucking production value that we're doing? Like, this. Anyway, sorry. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah,
I'll rip it apart when it's your last talking point.
Fuck you.
I said Sammy and KO feels real.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like not that it hadn't before or that is news, but it just every fucking. They might be the best rivalry in the history of fucking wrestling.
Yeah, it's like up there with like The Rock, Stone Cold,
but The Rock and Stone Cold never felt this personal.
No, agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, there's only a handful that have actually felt this personal. Punk and McIntyre didn't feel this personal because they didn't have the history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think Edge and Matt.
That
probably,
was personal. That was real. That was actually real.
But no, I get what you're saying.
We're fairly certain Sammy and KO were having beers together outside each other's houses. But no, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, for sure.
But to that point, storyline wise, when it comes to production value of what is happening, this feels more real than the fucking Matt and Ed shit did.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like they are actually going to try to murder each other or end each other's careers tonight.
Yeah.
And there's not very many storylines that I can think of, feuds that I can think of where, like, it actually legitly felt like we might actually see somebody die tonight.
No, we're not going to see that. Don't even put it in.
We're not going to see that, but you know what I mean. I'm saying that for a little more dramatic effect.
Yes.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't remember a feud that has felt this bitter.
Yeah.
And this, like, you could have argued maybe Shawn and Brett at one point, but that ended as quickly as it started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like, had Brett not then left immediately and that was able to play out longer, maybe that would have been something like that. But I'm just like, fuck, I can't think of. I feel like most of the things, like Shawn and Marty Jannetty, that ended so quickly too. It didn't have the run that, I mean, this is a multi-year type thing of each other, love each other, hate each other, love each other, and now leading to this where they have both been like, oh, there's no going back from this.
Yeah.
So now my only thing is they can never partner again.
Yeah, I mean, that's
they can't.
Yeah, I agree to an extent. It's just, I mean, there's not been anybody that I can think of where it's been a together feud.
Oh my God.
And for how long they've been able to do this, like since Ring of Honor days and everything, is just, and it still feels fresh.
Yeah.
Which is
I feel like
a class of its own.
The closest might be, I don't know, the fucking Hardys. Matt turning on Jeff.
But that was like one time, maybe two times.
It's happened a couple. It's definitely happened a couple. Because they've definitely been partners and then broken up as partners and then been partners multiple times over their almost...
Yeah.
Well, what now is probably 30-year career, right? Yeah, over 30 years. So...
Yeah.
But it's not the same thing.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, that's like, it might be the closest. I was thinking like Miz and R-Truth, but that's only, I think Miz has only attacked R-Truth to end it twice now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they had their initial run, then that happened, and then they got back together just recently, and then he ended that. So, like, yeah, this is, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think this feud is great. I think just the way they built it up has been amazing. And then, all right.
Anyways, yeah, what's your final thing?
My final thing is Cody's decision. I said I liked it last week. I know you've been like, or it's not really that you're upset about Cody having to sell his soul,
no,
but
I'm just like, what I still am like, what does I want your soul mean? Like, what does becoming the Rock's champion mean when we haven't seen The Rock since Bad Blood? Before that, we hadn't really seen him since the Monday after WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm like, there's so much confusion and unknown of like, now all of a sudden The Rock's here with all these things and he can make all these dreams, but you're never fucking here. What does that mean? If he becomes your champion, you need to be here more often to be a part of it. You need to be the Vince McMahon fucking... Triple H was the authority, the corporation.
Yeah.
Right? You like, that's the character you then need to be. You need to be here more often, and he can't commit to that. So that's where I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, to just have this end up being an angle to lead up to WrestleMania is annoying to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that said, I do like it, and I think this week has me even more invested. I thought it was a little drawn out, but, you know, it's got to lead to what happens tonight at Elimination Chamber. But I think some of the best storylines in wrestling have to do with the authority, with the corporation, where you have this lingering authority, and it's going against the big good guy. The potential of Cody saying no and then someone else filling into that role, kind of like you said last week with Cena being that person or something, I'm all here for that. And I think even Punk could fill that role as well. Like, it could go any way, and I think that part of it is just the exciting part, is a potential big good guy going heel against Cody, who's the ultimate good guy right now. So
yeah, and I think I 100% agree with you if the seeds for this would have been planted earlier.
I agree with you on that part.
This
I definitely
feels like it
think
literally came out of nowhere to just have a fifth thing to have tonight at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I have that written down as just it should have happened sooner.
Yeah. And been able to actually add story to this and really like draw it out in a good way.
Yeah.
And have The Rock actually fucking be there more than one time live and once on a fucking absolutely terrible video promo.
Oh yeah, I mean
It was so
bad,
bad, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, you don't actually have to film him outside of a running airplane.
Yeah.
Like, that was not, like, just fucking have him film it in the car on his way to the airport.
Yeah.
It would have had more fucking, like, more pull to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just...
Yeah.
I hope that it all turns out good and we end up with something interesting out of it. But right now, I'm not interested in this at all. Hopefully tonight changes my mind and we get something cool out of it. I'm just kind of like, eh. And then like and the thing is, on SmackDown last night, it felt like it was being like a joke was being made out of it.
A little bit, yeah, for
like
sure.
Like CM Punk being like, he wants your soul. What does that even mean? Like, it's just like, it just doesn't feel serious. There's nothing, it doesn't have the same effect that the corporation or that the authority had.
But I think it gives it a different take on it versus just the same old. Because Authority was basically a rehash of the corporation.
But, yeah, and I agree with you on that. But also at the same time, like, is not serious the look you want to be having with arguably your greatest character of all time in The Rock and the face of the fucking company right now in Cody Rhodes? Not being taken seriously, because that's exactly what ended up happening with CM Punk last night and R-Truth.
Yeah,
backstage, like there was way too much like ho 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 hardy har har type things going on for the seriousness and the tone that this is attempted to set for how serious of a decision this is for Cody to make, and then you have R-Truth behind him eating fucking crab cakes, and you have CM Punk making jokes about it back, like, you know what I mean? It just, there's so many things about this that is rubbing you the wrong way that it's making it really difficult for me to.
I would disagree with, like, yes, it did have the jokes, but I would say that you had Seth also going, you know, I made these mistakes. I don't want this. Same for you. That was serious.
No, like on
Drew
Raw,
McIntyre
it was great.
Last night too was like, you've already sold your soul, but his take on it was also serious. So then, yeah, you kind of got like an angel devil on your shoulder situation going on.
What I would argue about Drew is Drew's character right now is not that serious.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like he's trying to be, but he's not. You know what I mean? Like in not trying to be, he is. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how his character is right now, where it's like he's trying to be serious, but that's the gift of his character is the fact that he's kind of a caricature of himself, and that's why he's so good in that role. So I would argue that in and of itself is leaning more towards what I'm saying with that. Like, I feel like we've had one serious promo about this entire situation since, and it was Seth, and that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Yeah. But then they followed it up. That should have been last night.
Yeah.
You know, like that should have been the promo that led into Elimination Chamber when this decision is actually being made or whatever the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what we got was that happened on Monday, and then 5 days later, and that's a long fucking time. That's the thing. Like, I don't take that many notes during Raw because I want to make sure that I watch SmackDown before I write fucking 14 things down. And then I'm sitting there watching SmackDown last night, and I'm like, this was such a lackluster week of wrestling that I was like, I can't fucking remember what happened on Raw. You know what I mean? Like, it was just those types of things. Like, neither of us even put that fucking promo from Seth on our talking points.
Yeah. Well, I have it on here. It's part of the Cody's decision thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, it's just,
Yeah.
that should have been how last night was. If you're going to have the funny things, like, have that shit be on Raw.
Yeah. And then close out with a series.
I agree
And
also,
that.
why did we even get the Seth and Cody promo on Raw when Seth was on SmackDown last night?
Yeah.
Like, well, that was the only reason Cody was there, for Seth to come out and talk to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it doesn't make any sense. And then Seth's on SmackDown last night. You could have got the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's it. That said,
What else do you have?
Punk saying, take the offer and turn it sideways and
I love
stick it
that.
up the
I did
part-time
like
Hollywood candy ass.
I did
was
like
just beautiful. Like, it's just, Punk has no filter. And
I liked that for Punk's character because that's who Punk is.
Yeah.
And I liked that for sure.
Yeah. That brings us to the banger of the week. What do you got?
No hesitation at all. It's the BFT out of nowhere.
Okay, the BFT out of nowhere.
That was fucking awesome. There's only a handful of moves realistically that can be hit in that scenario. The sweet chin music, the RKO.
Yeah.
You know, like, you never saw Stone Cold catch somebody out of a springboard for a stunner.
No.
You know, because like the amount of moves that can be hit that clean out of nowhere like that are not like, the list is not that long.
No.
And
I agree.
the BFT was not one that I had on my bingo card to be able to hit out of nowhere, dude. And so for him to hit it, the first time we've ever seen him hit it like that,
Yeah, out of nowhere.
not standing,
Yeah.
like, not with the setup into it, it makes 100% sense that it was Carmelo
Yeah.
that took it.
Yeah.
Because that he is so fucking good.
I love Melo.
He is so fucking good, dude.
He don't miss.
His fucking springboard reverse fucking DDT,
Oh, yeah.
is so good. But him taking that move, like, that, the only way that move worked was him selling it and springboarding into the right place and all of it.
Yeah.
So for him, but for, at the same time, LA Knight to hit it as clean as he did, I was like, what the fuck? That was dope. Because it felt like it felt like an RKO on Evan Bourne or the sweet chin on Shelton Benjamin. It was the exact same stratosphere and the same level of shock.
Yeah.
To see him hit that. And I was just like, fuck yes. That was the only moment of the week where I literally, like, sat up. I was like, what the fuck? That was dope.
Yeah.
So.
I got Andrade versus Jacob. Andrade is just so good, and paired with Jacob, this was an instant classic. Imagine if there was a storyline built into it. I know there was a tourney storyline built into it, but still, just imagine if there was just more behind it. How good that would have paid off. I think Andrade is main event caliber, just needs a mouthpiece, and I don't know who that manager would be for him. I know Zelina used to be, but I think he needs something more than Zelina right now. But he is just, every time he's in the ring, it's just so good. And the crowd was chanting, "This is awesome," within a minute of the match.
Yeah.
Like,
that's because the match
when you know it's a classic.
The match was fucking awesome.
Because it was awesome. So that is my banger of the week.
And before we fully move on, and I'll make this quick for time's sake, but we kind of shit on SmackDown, but the matches, 4 of the matches on SmackDown were okay. 3 of the matches on SmackDown were legit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Andrade and Jacob, like you just said, LA Knight and Escobar was a good match. And then the triple threat at the end were fucking bangers. Like, all 3 of those matches were good. And then, like, the fucking, even the Melo and Braun Strowman, it set up stories. It did, it did. Like, I won't be surprised if we get fucking Braun versus Solo or Tama or Jacob or whatever in the future.
Yeah.
Because of what that led to. And then it just built on Carmelo's character and everything of, like, he'll do anything it takes type thing, and he can overcome the odds and like all of that, right? It just builds all of that. So like for all the shit we gave SmackDown, like it did have a handful of quality matches. It was just the direction of SmackDown felt really fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
So
But those three of those matches were just built towards something that I thought LA Knight already had. So
that's true. Yeah. That's fair. But that's part of what I'm saying is like the direction of SmackDown felt bizarre. However, the matches themselves, isolated from everything else, were fucking solid. They're good matches. All right, Timmy, we got a belts game of the week. Hold on, don't look at that yet.
Okay.
Don't fully look at that yet. I want you to look at me more, so just so I can explain it, and then you can start looking. I kind of already explained it to you. Now you get like a full idea looking at this as to what I'm talking about.
Okay.
This game is called Connections. Okay. It's a growing thing. Like I said earlier to you, I think it's a part of like the New York Times, or it's some like news, like newspaper thing where you can like go on their website and stuff, and you can do this daily. But they only put like one out a day type thing. So it's like
Wordle.
Like Wordle. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like it's the same idea. And then I've been seeing this a lot on other like podcasts on TikTok and stuff like that. Okay. So I wanted to do this in the wrestling theme. So what it is, you have a 16 square quadrant. I guess maybe is that how I say that? You have one large square filled in with 16 smaller squares. Okay. And within each square there is a wrestler's name. Mm-hmm. Okay. You are going to have a minute and a half to look at this and try to figure out what the 4 different categories are so like there's 16 total. 4 of the wrestlers fit into one specific category.
Okay.
4 of the other wrestlers fit into another specific category.
Okay.
Now, can some of them fit into other categories? You might say it, and I'm going to say that's not this specific category. Yes, for sure. Like, could you be like, oh, world champs? Yes. Yeah. Like, the majority of these guys have probably been world champ. Okay. But, like, it's 4 specific things for 4 specific people.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So, you're going to have a minute and a half on the clock. You're going to get as far as we can.
Yep.
This is our first time doing this.
Yep.
But again, for time's sake, we're going to put a cap on her. And yeah, that's that. Do you have questions or anything before we jump in?
I think you explained it. Idea? So now I just got to be put under the pressure of time.
All right.
And I don't do well.
I was going to do a stopwatch, but I'm going to do an actual minute 30 timer.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, we got Brock Lesnar, Jeff Hardy, Roman Reigns, Jimmy. What the hell is this? And I got to pair up 4 together, right?
4 together into one category.
Okay, we got. Oh shit! Really?
I will tell you that the Hardys are not in the same category.
Okay.
I will tell you that.
All right.
I'll try to help you out with like a couple hints as I see them.
We got... Fuck, dude. Okay. We got Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose.
No.
Fuck. Matt Hardy, CM Punk, RVD. No? Shit.
One category has to do with a manager.
Jimmy Hart.
No. The manager's not on the board.
Okay.
It's 4 wrestlers that were under the same manager.
Paul Heyman.
Yep.
All right. So we got Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. Fuck, I got nowhere.
Just keep going. Fuck it. Let's finish it. Now you're on a little bit of a. Okay. I'm gonna restart the minute and a half.
Okay. All right.
Now I'll just cut out part of that.
Gotcha.
And we'll.
All right.
It's all right. Here we go. Minute and a half starts now.
We got CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, RVD,
yes. Those are Paul Heyman guys. Yep.
Okay, so those are off the board.
Those are off the board.
We got Cody Rhodes.
Has to do with the type of move I hit you with on the cash-in.
Oh, okay. We got a Cody
But I will tell you it is not the character I hit you with
as
the cash-in.
Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, DDP, and Jeff Hardy.
Nope.
No. Matt Hardy.
There you go.
Matt Hardy with the cutter.
Types of cutters, yes.
Types of cutters.
Yep,
Okay, we
that's
got
two
groups
Got
out.
22 seconds left.
We got JBL, X-Pac, Edge. We got Shawn Michaels, Jimmy Hart. So Brock, no, we already said that. Shawn Michaels, Edge. No.
3, 2, 1.
Fuck. All right.
All right. So you got two of them. It was Paul Heyman, guys, is
Okay.
RVD, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk.
Okay.
Then you had people who use the cutter or versions of the cutter
Okay.
are DDP, Randy Orton, Matt Hardy, and Cody Rhodes,
Okay.
which was news to me. I didn't realize that the Crossroads was a version of a cutter. It's a rolling cutter. That's what it is. That's what
Oh,
it's
it
classified as. Yep. It's a rolling cutter.
Well, I was just thinking of his jump off the rope.
Oh, the Cody cutter. But yeah, no,
Cody.
the Crossroads is also a cutter. It's a rolling cutter. Yeah.
Who knew?
I didn't know that
Making
until
news today.
until I was making this. And then the other two that you did not get, one is double Hall of Fame inductions.
Oh,
Edge,
yep.
Jimmy Hart,
X-Pac.
X-Pac, and Barry Windham.
Yeah.
And then the other four are Shawn Michaels, Jeff Hardy,
Okay.
Dean Ambrose, and where the fuck's still
Edge.
X-Pac,
Oh,
right?
No,
no,
X-Pac.
Edge.
Yeah, Edge.
Yeah, Edge. And those are no, it's X-Pac. Edge was in as a multi Hall of Famer.
Oh.
Because he's in alone and he's in as Cena.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
X-Pac is, I believe. Am I saying this right?
X-Pac, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, multiple Hall of Fame inductions was Edge, Jimmy Hart, Barry Windham, and son of a bitch. Oh no, that was X-Pac. Sorry. And then the last one was Grand Slam champions, and I believe that it was Jeff Hardy, JBL, Shawn Michaels, and Dean Ambrose.
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, I confused myself there in the end.
I like it.
All right.
Okay, that is a fun one. It's tough.
Yeah.
That brings us to Belt's question of the week. Ryan, you posed this question.
How'd you like this one?
I liked this.
Did you like this
I
one?
Did like
I thought it
this
was
one.
a cool idea. All right, so I said, if you were a professional wrestler, what 3 Hall of Famers would you pick? I wanted to narrow it down to Hall of Famers because I felt like using all would have
very broad,
would
yeah.
have been very broad, and it would have been almost a little too like obvious maybe for like current, because that's what we watch, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted us to have to think back a little bit. So I went Hall of Famers. What 3 Hall of Famers would you pick to mold your moveset around for these 3 specific categories? 1 Hall of Famer for 1 high flying finisher.
Okay.
1 Hall of Famer for a basic standing finisher. And 1 Hall of Famer for a submission finisher.
Okay.
So we're going to start with that. And then there is a follow-up question.
Yeah.
But let's start with what 3 Hall of Famers would you pick, and then which one would you be using for each of those moves?
Okay.
Okay. And let's start with high flyer, and we'll just bounce back and forth
Bounce
for
and
each
forth.
of the 3.
Okay. For high flying finisher, I picked Rob Van Dam, the 5-star frog splash.
That's funny. It was I had a hard time with this. I went Eddie Guerrero's frog splash.
Frog splash, frog splash. I like it.
I was so close to RVD too. I was so close.
Yeah.
But I went Eddie's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For standing finisher, I went with Edge with the Execution DDT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I went Triple H pedigree.
That's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that
I was like, I feel like we're gonna have the same for that. I didn't expect us to have the same high flyer. But yeah.
All right.
All right.
And then
And submission.
for submission, Kurt Angle's ankle lock.
All right. Nice. I went Bret Hart's sharpshooter.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
Very good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Follow-up question to this is, of those 3 wrestlers you picked, so you went RVD, Edge, Kurt Angle. I went Eddie, Triple H, Bret Hart. Of the 3 that we both chose, which of those three would you primarily want to use to kind of steer your overall move set?
I went with Kurt Angle. He is just the most well-rounded, high-flying.
One of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time.
Literally, you name it, his moveset rocks. So that's I thought that was...
I went with, and this might actually maybe surprise you. Okay. I don't know. Or it might not. Like, it could be like totally obvious, and it could also be shocking because of the three that I have. Yeah. I went with Triple H.
Yeah, that is shocking to me.
Is that? Actually, did you think I would have go?
I thought Eddie.
Oh, you thought Eddie? Okay,
I thought Eddie.
I thought you would have thought I'd go Brett with overall moveset because Brett is very very commonly thought of as like the best technical wrestler in the history of the business.
Yes, exactly.
No, I went Triple H just because like his spine buster might be the best spine buster in the history of the world, and I've always loved that fucking move. Yeah. His spine buster was so fucking clean.
And the way he comes out of it and does
it was so great.
So
and then the fucking, I don't even know what you fucking call it, but like the face smash into the knee.
The knee buster,
like,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever you call it. Like that. Oh my God, man. He just,
or even his raised knee strike.
He had so many things that were just, oh fuck. But it was, I had Eddie written down originally, and then I backed out last night before I went to sleep, and I put Triple H because I was like, oh, there's so many. Eddie was close with the fucking Three Amigos. Oh my God. Just that move alone.
Yeah.
The fucking Three Amigos, his head scissors was fucking beautiful. It was a thing of perfection. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I went Triple H on it.
That brings us to
Blockbusters! All right, so we got a fairly jam-packed Blockbuster section, but nothing that I don't think that'll take us too long to get through.
Nope.
We got like 5 movies to talk about here. I'm stoked. All of ones that look fucking dope, too. The first one we're starting off with is Another Simple Favor. So, the original movie, this is a sequel to A Simple Favor that came out a few years ago. It has Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively in it, and this is a follow-up to that. And it also stars, again, Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. The synopsis for this film is, in the film, Stephanie Smothers and Emily Nelson reunite on the beautiful island of Capri, Italy, for Emily's extravagant wedding to a rich Italian businessman. Along with the glamorous guests, expect murder and betrayal to RSVP for a wedding with more twists and turns than the road from the Marina Grande to the Capri town square. It will release on May 1st, 2025 on Prime Video. And the fucking synopsis is full of shit compared to the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, the synopsis does that no justice.
No.
The trailer for this movie... because I read the synopsis originally, wrong, but I read the synopsis originally. The trailer for this is not in the same the synopsis sounds very lighthearted.
Oh yeah.
Like it sounds like they're just a couple besties that are reuniting. The trailer is like starts off with Blake Lively's character showing up to Anna Kendrick's character's like book signing or something, and her being like, "Did you escape from prison?" or like what the fuck? And then her kind of being like, almost not blackmailed, is not the right word, but kind of coerced into joining this fucking wedding trip. Yeah. Like it is not as friendly as it sounds. There's definitely a lot of darkness to this, and I am fucking excited for it because the first movie was so good.
Yes, I love the first one, A Simple Favor. It was kind of like in the same light as Gone Girl to me. Like those two movies, I absolutely hold up with high regard. Yes, and so, absolutely. So
very, very, very similar. That's a good pull.
Yeah, and so this one, I'm here for because I loved that first one, and so, you're right. The synopsis doesn't hold a candle to what the trailer shows, and so I'm ready for this one. I'm excited. It's on Prime Video, so it's just easy access to it and watch it. But this is gonna be like probably day one I watch because I'm that excited for this one.
Yeah, same. I'm stoked, and I feel like this will be one that like Lindsay will want to watch with me.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to say me and her watched Did we watch the first one together when it came out? I can't remember when the first one came out.
It came out.
It wasn't like
It was
2018, was it?
I want to say, yeah, it was like
Oh,
either
was it around
2018
then?
2019.
Okay, maybe not that. So maybe we
2019.
haven't watched this. But
But
that just
there
gives me
you go.
more reason to rewatch the first one again.
Yeah,
huh?
there you go.
Because these are movies. They're not like horror movies. They're like psychological thriller type
Yeah.
movies, right? And so I feel like these are ones that Lindsay could get in on.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we have the movie Havoc, which I know is another one I stole from you.
Back to back.
I know, it was two. It was great. It was the only two things I put on the agenda, and then you texted me, and you're like, son of a bitch, those were what I had down to put on. The synopsis for this movie is... Walker is a bruised detective fighting his way through the criminal underworld, threatening to engulf his entire city. In the aftermath of a drug deal gone wrong, Walker finds himself with a number of factions on his tail. A vengeful crime syndicate, a crooked politician, as well as his fellow cops. When attempting to rescue the politician's estranged son, whose involvement in the drug deal starts to unravel a deep web of corruption and conspiracy, he is forced to confront the demons of his past. The movie stars Tom Hardy, Timothy Olyphant, Forrest Whitaker. The release date for this is April 25th of this year, and it will be on Netflix.
Dude, this trailer is bonkers. It looks like we're on a big run of very like overly violent, like comical violent movies.
We said the one movie last week that I'm totally spacing on right now felt like a mix between like Pulp Fiction and
Smoking Aces. Yeah.
This trailer looked like it was straight out of the world of Smoking Aces.
Yes.
Like I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
They're so brutal.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was...
I'm a huge fan of Tom Hardy,
Me
Timothy
too.
Olyphant,
Same,
and Forrest Whitaker.
So
like this is just star-studded, and
yes.
I just I
like you said, I feel like we're on like that uprising of like the resurgence of these types of movies, and I'm fucking here for it. I'm so excited for this. It looks so good, and the fact that it's on Netflix, so it's like we already pay for Netflix. We're gonna get to watch this right out the gate. That's fucking awesome.
Exactly,
without having to rent it or anything, because that's the only issue with the Amazon. You're gonna have to fucking rent or buy it.
Yeah,
Whores.
Exactly.
I spend enough money on you each month, Amazon. You
no kidding.
You don't need my money for a movie, you bastards. Next movie, called The Assessment. We had a little teaser trailer for this bad boy. Boy, did we.
Yeah, we did.
The synopsis for this is set in a world destroyed by climate change. Part of society has created a parallel world for itself. Life is controlled and optimized, and the desire to have children is also not left to chance. The lives of a successfully young couple are therefore put under close scrutiny by a female assessor over the course of 7 days. The cast is Elizabeth Olsen, Alicia Vikander, Himesh Patel, and Minnie Driver. There is no release date yet, and no platform that it is being released on quite yet. We had the teaser trailer, we had the synopsis, and we had the cast. That's why I put it on like the main talking points. I thought that was valid enough. But yeah, not a release date yet, which I was kind of surprised by, that we have a trailer and no release date. I feel like that doesn't usually happen. But the teaser trailer for this, I'm sure because this was just a teaser trailer that was posted on social media. It wasn't even like on my normal site that I find. It was like the link for it on that site. I did find it on that site, but usually it's like a YouTube video of the trailer embedded in the page. This was literally a link to the Instagram page.
Okay,
for it.
gotcha.
And I'm assuming is that where you watched it?
I watched it on YouTube.
You just looked it up on YouTube.
This was another one where I saw it, and then you already posted it.
3 for 3. Fucker. You snooze, you lose.
That just means we're looking at the same shit.
True, but that's also what happens when you wait until fucking Thursday to start adding shit to the agenda, Tim.
The other one was like Tuesday or Wednesday, you bitch.
Anywho, the teaser trailer for this looks fucking wild.
It's insane.
It looks so uncomfortable and very fuck, man. It has an M. Night Shyamalan kind of feel to it.
A little bit, yeah.
I'm trying to think of another movie that
The Visit. It's kind of like the grandma and the grandparents.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It has a lot of very familiar tendencies in the teaser for it, but things I just almost like a Midsommar vibe to it as well. Like there's so many things that I was just like, oh my God, this is like unnervingly uncomfortable and we've barely seen anything.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking excited for it. I'm here for it.
It was like it was definitely like a uncomfortable, but like I'm invested watching this trailer. It's just insane.
Oh, that's where I'm going. I'm not redoing me. I already redid me. I'm just
but for sure,
giving
just
you a little nipper.
I agree with you 100%. It does give like that Midsommar vibe and
nipple too.
and a little nipple over there.
It does, yeah. For
very, very excited. I love Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh my God.
So.
And the shit that she's branching out into post like MCU. Hopefully not post. I want to see her back as Wanda.
Yeah.
But like some of the stuff that she's been in now, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. She's such a good actress.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
And just this assessor basically playing a kid role is just insane. It's creepy.
So weird.
Very excited for that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next
shit.
up, I know. In our normal vein of how we do things here, we have another horror movie up on the slate here. This is called I See the Demon. The synopsis for this, a little long, stay with me. After seeing a strange object floating in the sky, Lucy comes home to a surprise birthday party with all of her favorite people. She's overjoyed, but when asked about her day, she realizes she can't remember anything about it. Her loved ones assure her it's nothing to worry about, but as more unsettling things occur that only she seems to notice, they keep telling her to relax. Enjoy the party. There's nothing to worry about. We'll take care of you. As the evening descends into madness, Lucy must discern reality from illusion and who of her friends are really on her side. All of this will reveal the forgotten trauma Lucy's tried to bury and the secrets of a bizarre procedure she cannot understand. The cast of this is John Heder and Alexis Zollicoffer. There are a handful of other people in this as well, but those were like the two main people that I just put down. And again, this also does not have a release date yet or a platform, which was kind of weird that I got back-to-back movies that don't have either of those two things, but we have a trailer for it. Because that isn't usual. That's not typical. But this fucking trailer, I was like, holy shit, what is happening right now? There's so many like flashes, like almost Wyatt Six type flashes of shit like in the background or whatever the fuck's going on. I was like, oh my God.
Felt like it was giving you subliminal messages in there.
So stoked to see John Heder in a fucking serious role like this.
Yeah.
I have never seen him in a serious role. Not saying that his credits don't show him in a serious role. I've never seen him in a role like that though.
Yeah.
Like everything I've ever seen him in was a fucking like dumb comedy type movie, right? And he excels in those, but I'm so excited. I love when you see comedic actors turn to this type of thing. And so yeah, I'm really excited for that. It looks fucking phenomenal.
I've never been unnerved by Happy Birthday song before.
I know, right?
But
like, I'm never gonna sing that again in my life.
I was like, okay, the trailer's going on, and then it just hits this point, and you're just like, what the fuck? And,
yeah, dude.
And oh my, yeah, it was a trippy trailer. So I'm assuming the movie is gonna be wild. So very excited for that one.
This almost had it has like possession meets Don't Blink.
Yeah,
almost in a way.
Yeah,
right. Like
it was just like a lot of flashes, like what you're assuming are memories, kind of popping up,
but maybe not.
But maybe not.
Same time, like I don't really know.
It was a trip. So, guys, watch the trailer just to get on our level right now. I put this down. Queen of the Ring. This kind of ties in our whole podcast here.
I've read about this. I've seen a lot of stuff about this, but I didn't realize they had dropped a trailer for it yet. Yeah. So when you put this on here, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I was so excited to watch
and
this.
It's almost out right now. So Queen of the Ring, synopsis. An extraordinary true life tale that follows Mildred Burke, the legendary professional wrestler and single mom who defied incredible odds to become the first $1 million female athlete and longest reigning champion at a time when the sport was banned across most of America. The cast is Emily Bett Rickards, Josh Lucas, Tyler Posey, Tony Storm. I didn't even list it, but there's Naomi has a cameo in it, Jim Cornette, so a lot of wrestling people. Release date for this is March 7th, 2025.
It's coming Friday.
Coming in theaters. And Dude, I this looks awesome.
It
It's
does.
just
I was really excited to watch this. I watched this trailer this morning, and I was just like, "Oh shit, this looks so fucking good!"
Yeah.
like, it's very intriguing because it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
right. So like all of the people that they're talking to, like there's a moment where the main character she interacts with the fictionalized version of Vince McMahon Sr.
Yeah.
and like I was like, oh, this is fucking dope. Like I'm excited to watch this because this perfectly blends our two fucking worlds.
Yeah.
2/3 of our podcast together. If
Exactly.
there's a motherfucker drinking bourbon in this movie, we're fucking locked. This is going to be our goddamn this is going to like
Our
this is
movie.
it. Yeah, this is all we need.
Yeah,
that's
I
all we're going to
just-
talk about for the rest of the podcast. Every episode.
I like the trailer just because it makes you dig in, and I read more about her and everything,
Yeah.
and I was just doing research, and it's just crazy. This is the person that started the women's revolution before women's revolution was even a thing.
Yeah.
So, really excited for this one. And then I just saw on social media McFoley just went to a screening of it, and he said he didn't have high expectations for it and was blown away by the movie. So,
Oh fuck yeah! That's good too.
Yeah.
When you have somebody in the industry that was not there for this time frame
yeah.
of it, but like has been in the business and everything and the ins and outs of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and reading about it, it's just like this takes place in the 30s to 50s. Like it's a long time ago, and just hopefully it's as cool as what I read about. So really excited for this one.
It's awesome.
Going over to series, I put this down. Good American Family, a synopsis. Told from multiple points of view as a means to explore issues of perspectives, bias, and trauma, this compelling drama is inspired by the disturbing stories surrounding a Midwestern couple who adopts a girl with a rare form of dwarfism. But as they begin to raise her alongside their three biological children, mystery emerges around her age and background, and they slowly start to suspect she may not be who she says she is. As they defend their family from the daughter they've grown to believe is a threat, she fights her own battle to confront her past and what her future holds in a showdown that ultimately plays out in the tabloids and the courtroom. Cast is Ellen Pompeo, Mark Duplass, and Imogen Faith Reed. Release date is March 19th, and this is going to be on Hulu/Disney Plus. Looks crazy.
I think the wildest part about this is the fact that this is all based in reality.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
this entire thing is to a point I think it's more of a fictionalized version of true events.
Yeah.
But it is all like the base story that this is being built from is a real thing, which is fucking wild. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
it looks fucking awesome. Ellen Pompeo is a fantastic actress. Mark Duplass is fucking awesome.
I love him as well.
He was in The Creep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like The Creep 2, maybe The Creep 3. I don't remember if there's a third one or not yet, but he was also in The League.
Oh, yeah. He was in a Mindy Project as well. And
Yeah,
just really excited. I love the trailer, how it just leads. It's like it takes you through all the emotions, like just happy-go-lucky to like what the hell's going on, to anger, to say, it's I like when a trailer can do that for you. And
absolutely.
so really excited for that. Which brings us over to adolescence. I'll put this down.
This looks wild too.
When a 13-year-old is accused of the murder of a classmate, his family therapist and the detective in charge are all left asking what really happened. Again, I like these short, simple synopsises. Cast is Stephen Graham, Ashley Walters, Aaron Doherty. Release date is March 13, 2025. Platform Netflix. And I feel like the show's, because it's a mini series, and I feel like it's going to tell you what happened, and then you're going to have to watch what led to that, to the final like twist at the end, which I love. Like there's a show called, I think it's called The Missing, and it was on Stars, and it kind of gives me similar vibes to this, and so I'm really excited for this one.
I was very intrigued by this because I hadn't read or seen anything about this until you put it on here, and then I watched the trailer and read the synopsis. I've said multiple times on here that Law and Order SVU is like one of my favorite things, and this feels like it's like one of the scene or like one of the episodes, like one of the story points of an episode put into a mini series.
True,
right?
yeah.
Like that's what it felt like to me, because I was like, oh my god, this is like exactly the shit that they cover in SVU, and I love that. So I'm here for this, is absolutely. And then just some of the camera shots and stuff of like. It's like the kind of mumbled yelling of the boy while Stephen Graham's character is like bawling in the other room because he's the father of the. I was just like, fuck, this is really well done for a fucking trailer. Holy shit.
Yeah.
For a mini series too. Like, I was like, goddamn. It felt very cinematic. So I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. That brings us to Fred, which is follow-up, rumors, and early development.
All right, we have an official trailer now for Death of a Unicorn. Again, it is the kind of sci-fi-ish movie starring Paul Rudd,
Jenna Ortega,
what the fuck, god damn it, Will Poulter, among others, and yeah, we've covered this briefly before. We got the official trailer for it, so just real quick, what'd you think of the official trailer? Showed a little bit more.
Yeah. The instant thought I had was like Jurassic Park, but
oh yeah, it's like Jurassic Park meets Clue.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's a weird concept. I did not think of that, but now that you just said it, for sure. But I was just like half expecting a bottle or a cup of water and just a little thud, almost. But trailer looks insane.
Yeah.
This
looks so good.
Just has me more excited to see the movie because
for sure
it has Paul Rudd. It has Jenna Ortega. Just it's going to have that comedic effort, and you kind of saw a little bit of it. But this also showed the more serious side of the movie as well.
Yeah.
I think the teaser was more comedy, and this is like, oh shit, we're dealing with a
like this is
dangerous
real
unicorn here, you know. So
absolutely.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm so excited for this because I think it's so unique. Mm-hmm. And we're definitely living in a time where unique stuff is not, always happening, and so this feels like one of the more unique things that we've covered. So
absolutely.
I'm super excited for it. Mobland, I put this on here. It's something that's kind of in earlier development. We have a synopsis for it and a cast and release date, so we don't have a trailer for it yet. But the synopsis for it is the show centers around an Irish crime family that is based in London. Pierce Brosnan plays the head of the family, Conrad Harrigan, while Helen Mirren plays his wife, Maeve. Tom Hardy, meanwhile, plays Harry DeSouza, who is the family's fixer. So the cast, again, is Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Tom Hardy, and also Paddy Considine. And the release date is March 20th of this year on Paramount+. It has, just from hearing that, it has a, like, Yellowstone meets The Mob type feel to it, where, like... Did you watch Yellowstone? Really?
Not yet.
No. So there's a character named Rip. Rip is kind of the fixer of the family, right? And then then there's like the head of the family and all that. So that just that's kind of what I got from it. It kind of feels like that. And all three of those fucking main people are just like, fuck yeah, put them in anything together.
Tom Hardy's pumping out shit left and right. But I agree. The cast
sounds good.
Sounds awesome. The synopsis sounds great. I'm ready for it. And it's coming out soon. Again, I know
there's so many things that don't have trailers that are coming out soon.
Last week there was
or things that we got trailers that don't have release dates. It's just interesting. Kind of an unusual.
That brings us to Shrek 5. Long time coming. I know they've talked about it a long time ago, but we got a teaser casting trail for this and a little brief just of Shrek and all of them. So it teased the cast, which is Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and now joining them, Zendaya. So this is coming out December 2026.
And it sounds like Zendaya is playing the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like her in that casting trailer.
Yeah.
So
apparently there's a lot of controversy with how the animation looks now with the trailer. Like even the comment section
Really?
has been turned off, but I didn't see anything wrong with it.
It looked fucking
looked like
normal to
Shrek
me. Yeah, I didn't see anything weird.
But yeah,
Looked good to
no,
me.
I love the.
They're probably talking about like the picture that they were looking at, where like Shrek
Maybe.
he's like jacked, like
I don't know. They were doing.
which was like an AI thing within the. It was like a meta fucking trailer. So.
Yeah.
Shut
No,
the fuck up, people.
I know. It's just be excited for Shrek 5.
I know,
Come on.
fucking A, come on.
Those are fun movies, and I'm
And the
excited
cast,
for number.
just the 4 people that we have in the cast is like, fuck yes.
Yes.
It's the 3 originals and then Zendaya.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on now. Come on.
All right. We are bringing back the Triple B Memoriam Toast. Unfortunately, yes. But also in loss, there is celebration.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we kind of come at this and we view this. Yes, it is very sad and it is unfortunate that we lose these people. But at the same time, that's why we do this, is we want to bring to the forefront like a celebration of what they've meant to us as avid fans of the business and everything. So
Yeah.
we unfortunately have lost on the same day this week. It was on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Michelle Trachtenberg on February 26th. She was the sister in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was Sarah Michelle Gellar's sister in that show. She was in Gossip Girl. She was in Inspector Gadget. She was in Euro Trip. She was in Harriet the Spy.
Yep.
Ton of stuff that was like very like a coming of age for me
Yeah, absolutely.
type of
These are
type
just
of
all-
shows, right? Like
Yeah.
everything I just read there, with Gossip Girl probably being the most later one.
Yeah.
Not probably, it was the later, the
Yeah,
most
of the,
late
all.
of all of those. But still, it was just like all things. She was awesome. She
Yeah.
was a phenomenal actress, and it's just very unfortunate that we lost her.
Yeah, I remember watching all of these things
Yes,
with her
same.
in it, and especially Harriet the Spy. That was just
Yeah.
like one as a kid watching, and
Yeah.
what a cool character. And then just seeing her in Gossip Girl, I watched that show as well, and it was like, heck yeah. So unfortunately, we lost her.
Yep.
And that brings us to Gene
Yep, there you
Hackman as well, who died the same day as well. And
Well, I actually
That's-
have a little tidbit
okay,
added. It was released that he died the same day, but then there have been reports like the cops that are involved in that whole situation, because it's kind of a weird situation. I don't know if you read that much into it or not, but
Yeah.
the fact that both Gene Hackman, his wife, and their dog were all found dead in the house, and there was no carbon monoxide poisoning, is interesting.
Yeah.
But it was also Gene Hackman had a heart. Oh God, like the machine inside.
like a stint.
Like, no, not a stent. What the fuck? God damn it. He has like a fucking heart thing, like a fucking machine that they put in that like monitors his heart.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm
like a
talking
heart
about?
monitor.
Heart
Mm,
monitor,
yeah.
sure, I guess, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's an actual thing for it. I'm totally
Yeah.
spacing. But anyways, the last activity that it showed was like the 17th.
Oh shit.
So he'd been dead for like a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
did not read
it's
about that part.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of. I've watched the interview that the cops gave.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, one of the fucking all-time greats. I mean, like, kind of defined a generation of acting, right? Gene Hackman. He was in French Connection. He was in the Royal Tenenbaums. He won an Oscar for best supporting actor in Unforgiven. He was an Enemy of the State. He was in The Replacements. He was in Behind Enemy Lines, among fucking
So many
hundreds
other
of other things.
Yeah.
So, and he won an Oscar. It might have been for The French Connection. Actually,
I think it was French
Yeah, he
Connection,
for like best actor, and then the supporting actor for Unforgiven, because that was a Clint Eastwood film.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like we said, unfortunate in losing these individuals, but it also brings about the opportunity for us to celebrate their accomplishments and what they meant to us as fans in the industry.
Hell yeah.
Cheers to them.
Cheers to them.
Spoiler alert.
That brings us to BlockBuzzin.
Hell yeah.
That's our special segment of the week, and we chose the movie Den of Thieves 2 Pantera.
Yeah.
think why this generated buzz was just because we were excited to see it. We talked about it on this show, and it brings back Gerard Butler. It brings back a movie that was rated pretty highly and could have been a one-off, but brought in a sequel, which was exciting. So give me your thoughts on it and what you thought about it.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I thought it was. I mean, I've always liked these kind of like heist movies and the just action and all the just drama that goes into these. And I love Gerard Butler. There's not a whole lot of stuff he's been in that I've ever watched that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I'm totally O'Shea Jackson Jr., which is Ice Cube's son. He's everything he's been in that I've watched. I've enjoyed him in as well. There's only been a handful of things so far, but I've enjoyed every single one of them. I thought this had a really good story to it. I thought that the ending did actually surprise me a little bit.
It did. Yeah, I agree.
They totally built it, and there are spoilers within this a little bit. They totally built this up as he was actually like going crooked.
Yeah.
Right. And then it ends up at the end, and I knew it before it happened.
Oh, you did?
I knew it when they were sitting there at the table before the raid happened.
I agree.
Because I was just like, well, he's acting a little weird.
Yeah, he was acting weird.
I wonder if he's acting weird because he's turning, like, he's not turning, he never turned. Yeah. Right? And then the raid thing happened and all that, but then the ending happened. And I think that was the part where I was like, oh shit. They double stamped a double stamp.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
Yeah, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So yeah, that was I thought all around it was good, and it totally set up a third, and I'm fucking here for that because it looks again, spoilers, it looks as though old Nick is truly to the dark side now.
Yep.
So what do you think?
I agree with you. I think the only complaint I had, it had us, and it's similar to the first one, is it had a long build up to the heist part of it and not a lot going into like how they're building towards the heist. Like I like the story that they build in this one better than the first one though. Like just with Nick going to their side and joining the crew. Well,
because he had such an unhealthy obsession with catching him, right?
Yeah.
And then for it to go into this and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like it became so unhealthy that he's broken.
Yeah.
And now he's teaming up with him.
Yeah.
They're going crooked. And it's like, holy shit. And then you end up with, at the end, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then just... I wish there was a little, they took out, it looked like the humor part of it, like in the in the trailer, it looked like there was more humor, and then it really was only those spots, and so it's like, this is more of a serious movie, so either add more humor to it, or just take those parts out. It just kind of felt, but overall, once the heist part, I was like locked in, and I was just like on the edge of my seat. I love these kinds of movies. And then the ending, it did get me, like, but also I felt good about it. I was like, he's a cop, like he should want to still capture these people, like
well, and even, they put in the tidbits about their upbringings.
Yeah.
Right? Which was a vital part of this, of the story at the end of it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's like, that's playing a role in him following through on this, even though he feels terrible about it.
Yeah.
Because you can tell he feels terrible about the fact that he sprung this trap, essentially.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And then you end up in the situation where then it kind of turns, and that he knows what O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s character's upbringing was, and they had a connection over that moment. Yeah. And now that's where you could kind of start to see that turn towards the dark side happening. Yeah. You're like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So Really
Overall,
good fucking movie.
Really good movie.
Definitely recommend a watch on it.
I'm excited for the third.
Same.
Like I love heist movies,
Yeah,
and
me too.
just a way to see it play out and everything. So very excited about that.
You know what they need to do? They need to make a fucking heist horror movie.
Ooh.
I just saw your pants get a little tighter. Tim just popped a little bony with me saying heist and horror in the same sentence.
Definitely recommend this. Going to the Blockbusters question of the week. I pose this one, and it's funny. I pose this question because I thought of the character for the answer to this question before coming up with the question. So the character popped into my head, and I was like, "All right,
that makes a good question. Gotcha.
That makes a good question." So,
I was like, "Wait a minute, how does that work? How did you think about it before it happened?"
So, question is, who is one of your favorite characters in a TV show? One that you can't help but root for or makes you happy anytime they're on the screen, etc. So, what do you got?
Talked about it on the show before. That's my favorite sitcom of all. It's my favorite show of all time. I Love Lucy is my all-time favorite thing. But I think, like, just to take it a little bit deeper than just saying that, it's when you ask, like, one that you can't help but root for or that makes you happy. Almost every episode of that show, and I don't know if you've ever really watched that Love Lucy.
I have not. Yeah.
Almost every episode, because you got to think it was in the 50s, right? So it's in a time where there were, like, social constructs put in place as to, like, what women are allowed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it was in that time, but it was also, this show was like pushing the envelope of that.
Yeah.
And almost every episode was like, she's trying to, because her husband, Ricky Ricardo, is like this musician that plays at the Copacabana club in New York. And, he's in show business and like this whole thing, and she just wants to be in show business, but he won't let her, and all of this, right?
Yeah.
And like every episode has to do with something along the lines of like her wanting to either figure out how to get into show business or trying to undermine Ricky's male, patriarchy type thing, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that it was just such a, like, every episode you're just like rooting for her to succeed. She rarely does.
Yeah.
Most of the episodes end in her going, it's like something went wrong, right?
Yeah.
And it's because it's a sitcom and it's that kind of slapstick type thing. But yeah, I went with her. It's one. This took me a while too. Like this was a good question because so many fucking shows that I could have picked this for. But when it boiled down to it, for so many different reasons, I went with Lucy Ricardo from I Love Lucy.
I went with Fernando Sucre. He's from Prison Break. I really love this show.
We've talked about that before on here too.
Yeah, but it's a very intense show. Like, it's just kind of like a heist movie. You're just on the edge of your seat trying to see what happens next.
No, I've never watched Prison Break. Is he one of the main? Is he one of the brothers?
No, he's not one of the brothers.
So he's not one of like
but he's
the main one of the main characters.
One of the side main characters.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's that comedic relief, but also so lovable throughout the whole show. And he really didn't deserve his prison sentence, kind of compared to some of the other characters that you grow to like in it. And so there's just a lot of bad things that happen to him where you're just like, you're just rooting for good things to happen to him. And then when something good happens to him, you're just super elated for him at the same time. So it's just, he's one of my favorite characters ever in a show. And so if you haven't watched Prison Break, highly recommend it. I think it's on Hulu or Netflix, so give it a shot. It's like 5 seasons, so it's not long, but it's really good.
All right.
And that's what we got, man.
Fucking episode 39.
39. Precipice of 40. Holy shit.
Dude. Cheers, brother.
Let's fucking go.